All right, welcome back to AHC Garage. My name is Type S Terry, and as you saw in the last video, we took the motor apart on our K24 TSX refresh project. And what we're gonna do today, as you can see all these Honda parts, we are about to start re-putting this back together and hopefully making this nice motor over here look brand new again, or close to it. As you guys saw in the last video, we put our timing chain, guides, our new gear, everything on, and set all that up. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to put our engine side cover back together. But before we do that, let's go ahead. We'll probably change the VTC strainer right here, and then we'll go ahead and take the cam sensors out and replace the O-rings on this first, just to get that out of the way. All right, I know a lot of people have been asking what we spray on all these parts, and pretty much it's just brake cleaner. We just pump brake cleaner into these spray bottles, and we clean everything down with brake cleaner pretty much. We'll go ahead and put a link in the description below so you guys can go ahead and get some of that if you want it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is get our side cover here and get ready to put this on. So we're going to just throw some Honda Bond on it. Alright, so we got our Vtec solenoid here. We're going to go ahead and put the new gaskets in. We also have our cover freshly refinished, so it'll look nice and brand new. We got all new bolts. And then what we'll do is we'll bolt it up to the car, and then we'll go ahead and take the pressure sensor off, and we'll swap out the gasket for that. I don't know if you guys noticed, but on the last video when we were taking everything apart, that oil pan is a rusty nightmare, and the bolts were just as bad. So with these metal pans, regardless, I kind of think these are one-time use pans if you think about it, because they are Honda bonded on, and to get them off, you're basically going to bend them. So these are pretty much one-time use pans, but being that that thing was so bad and rusty, we were going to get a new pan regardless. So here we go, brand new, fresh OEM oil pan to go on the motor. So now we got the oil pan sealed up, our side cover sealed up, we put our crank seal on, we got our side bracket on, all of our new hardware. We're going to go ahead, before we seal up with the new valve cover and gasket, we're going to do our valve adjustment, just check everything, make sure it's within spec. If not, we're going to go ahead and adjust it. And also our new guide came in, so we're going to go ahead and swap that out, and then we'll move on to some of the other components.
How are we feeling? A little loose?
Yeah, loose. Loose. Yeah, it's loose too. Yeah.
Well, you figure 150,000 miles, you have some sort of wear.
Yeah.
Exhaust manifolds up next here. And here we have our refinished exhaust manifold cover here.
All right, so while we are changing all these hoses and coolant pieces, we're gonna go ahead and change out this coolant temp sensor in the side of the head as well. Let's do that now before we start getting into putting everything else back on.
And we're gonna go ahead and throw on our front engine mount bracket here. And our new hardware.
Before we get back to putting the motor together, we're going to go ahead and rebuild this old tired out power steering pump, and we're going to take it apart, put all new seals in it, freshen it back up, and then we're going to go ahead and send this over to JC and Brian in the body shop, and they're going to go ahead and paint this up nice and silver again for us so it'll look like it was freshly rebuilt. And then we'll go ahead, we got a new pulley for it, we'll put the new pulley back on it, and we'll get that back on the motor.
Man, it's all dry rotted. Dang. And now we're back on the motor. TJ's gonna bolt up our starter. Now, we didn't get a new one because looks like the starter was replaced before. You can see here, got a Honda Reman sticker on there. It looked pretty fresh, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this starter. Nothing better than a factory Reman.
All right, so we're taking this crank pulley back off because we actually got a brand new one and a brand new bolt. All right, so we went ahead and we're changing the pulley. Just either way, it's brand new, so it looks nice. But there's actually a rubber seal. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all dry rot and cracked. And these outer portions are known to break off, and if that happens, you kind of lose your whole accessories there, and nothing works. So putting a fresh one on there for two reasons: one, for functionality, and one, because it's going to look nice and brand new.
So next up, we'll be working on our accessories, and first one we'll be both on is going to be the alternator. We're able to find a Denso reman alternator. We'll take it out of the box, T. Take a look at that bad boy here. Oh, yeah. Oh, you get a magic blow, huh, T?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, we have to reuse this one for now. We'll have to order a new one of these.
What happened to it? I thought you ordered a new post because you got a new one on the bottom.
No, the customer unfortunately didn't have enough money for all three, so he just bought two.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, two better than one, right?
I guess.
And here we have our dry belt tensioner, also brand new. Ooh, look at that. You got new bolts for that too?
Yeah. All right, so it turns out customer was over here and watching us, and he said that he didn't like that he didn't buy the third one, so he went to the parts department and bought a brand new one for the alternator. We rebuilt the pump here. We went ahead and gave it to the JC to refinish it for us and get it all painted up nice and silver. So now what we're going to do is we got a brand new pulley for it here. We'll throw on this brand new pulley and we'll put on this brand new bolt, and it'll look nice and fresh again. Our last piece of the puzzle for our accessories is a brand new compressor. They don't have any Denso remans available, and a brand new OEM one is insanely expensive. So we went ahead and got a aftermarket Four Seasons. We put one on, I believe, on Brian's car as well. I think we got one for JC's car. So went ahead and got another one for the TSX. And with that, we'll go ahead and put some new bolts with it, and it'll look nice and brand new again. Now we got all of our accessories on the car. Got our brand new OEM belt. We'll go ahead and slip that on, and that will be that for the accessories.
There you have it. So just to make the engine bay look even better, once we all finished up, we did change out these old solenoid to the new one, along with the bracket, and also the bolt on the very top here. Take a look at the tube. Big difference, huh?
We just got our charge harness back. As you could see when we took it off, it had some aftermarket connectors. It was pretty beat up, a little rough. And as well as our OEM grounds, they were pretty rough and beat up. And these are unavailable to order, so we ended up going with our buddy at Eli over at RunHard Industries. I know he had stepped away for a little bit, but now he's back in the business doing custom charge harnesses for B, K, J. I'm sure he does all kind of custom charge harnesses, custom grounds and everything. So he reached out to us and said he wanted to be a part of this, which we were we were great. You know, it was awesome because we needed to get a new charge harness. So he went ahead and we sent this out to him, and he went ahead and redid our connectors here. Right, put some beefier battery cables on it, as well as cleaned up the harness pretty nice. Put some fresh tape on it, and made some nice brand new grounds. Really thick. These are gonna work really well compared to the stock ones, and so this will be a nice addition. We know everything's gonna bolt up and work as it should, and not have any old rust and grime to it. So with that being said, we did put our intake manifold on. We have to take the outer piece back off just so we can get this back on. So we'll do that real quick. Take that off, throw this charge harness back on, and we'll bolt the manifold back up. We got everything buttoned up with the motor. So our next step is to get it off the stand so we can put our rear main seal on, throw our clutch and flywheel on, and we'll get the transmission bolted back up to it. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to put on this spare valve cover we have just to cover everything up and keep it protected until our new valve cover arrives. We ordered one from Charlie Moa, and that will be coming in very shortly. So we'll go ahead and throw this on. Just set it on. We're not really bolt it down. Kind of just keep it on there.
Go right there. There we go. I can't get away with this thing not leaking oil.
So now that we got our rear main seal on, we're going to go ahead and get ready to put our transmission back together. Before we do that, we got ourselves some ACT products here. A nice ACT street light flywheel, and we also have a nice ACT street clutch kit here. It's pretty much similar to what we did on the DC5. It's pretty much a step above OEM here, so we have nice little OEM plus going on the TSX. Here you go, nice and brand new. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to fasten all that down with some ARP bolts. We feel like, why would we use the old rusty OEM bolts when we can just put these on and we'll have a for sure nice tight fit. All I'm doing is just cleaning all the oil off with the brake cleaner here, so that way we don't get that on the disc and ruin the disc.
Always just a little bit of blue Loctite.
Alright, as we did with the flywheel, we're going to do it with the pressure plate. Clean this down, get the oil off of it.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Perfect.
We had the transmission sent out, and what we had them do was we got this case from an Accord because this is an aluminum case. The original case that comes in the TSX is magnesium, and they are known to have issues warping on the inside, and they're kind of brittle when they get hot. So over time they just warp and it becomes an issue. So what we did was we got a Accord case, sent it out, and had them swap all the internals into the Accord case. And so now what we're going to do is put on some new drive shaft seals here, some axle seals, and we'll go ahead and we'll set up our throwout bearing on our shift fork, and then we'll go ahead and slap it on the engine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some high temp urea grease on our pivot joints and our contact points for the throwout bearing, and that'll help keep it nice and lubed up.
Be fine. Come on, I got you.
All right, ready?
1, 2. Okay, hang on. Contact. Yeah, we good. Yeah. Go ahead. Take it down. All right, chains off. And now we got the motor on the dolly. And last thing we're gonna do is the engine harness.
All right, so I guess the final touches right now is the oil filter. Let's take off this old one here and put on a nice fresh oil filter here. We finally got our valve cover in here from Charlie Moa. It's a nice yellow theme we're going with here under the hood. It's a really nice valve cover. Did a really good job with this. So with that, we got all of our new hardware for our valve cover. We got our new gasket kit. We got a new spark plug cover here. This is unavailable, but this is a very clean cover for the intake manifold, so we're gonna reuse that. And then before we get to putting this on, we're gonna go ahead. We got some more brackets that we had JC freshen up for us. We got all of our new hardware for the brackets, so we're gonna go ahead and slap these on the motor before we put the valve cover on.
Intermediate shaft going in here.
All right, so I'm just prepping the little baffle plate that comes in here. Just putting a little bit of sealant around where it sits, just to give it a better seal. and keep all the oil from splashing everywhere. Now I'm just putting a little bit of Loctite on these threads here just to make sure they don't back out from vibrations inside the motor.
So we got the baffle plate all finished up. Next up, we will be ready prepping our valve cover gasket set. Now over here, the set does come with all the grommets, spark plug seals, along with the valve cover gasket itself.
We put a, I forgot we put some on here.
That's funny, man. Little Honda bond before we put a valve cover on around the edges.
All right, now that the valve cover is on, we're waiting for our OEM spark plugs to show up. So once we get those, we'll pop those in, and we also have a brand new set of coils coming. So right now we'll just set these in for now, and then once we get the spark plugs and the coils, we'll throw those in and button everything down completely. All right, final touch here.
Guys, just like that, we got our K24A2 motor and transmission. Everything put back together. Be sure to tune in next week because we're putting this motor and transmission back in our TSX with a freshly painted engine bay. Until then, we'll see you guys again next week.